right. Good morning. Time for day 2 of Solo Tabletop Dungeonfest. Hey, Francisco. Francisco Reese says, I had some extra of these. Hope it helps. ... I don't know what these is. So I'm waiting in anticipation to find out what you're talking about. We are still in Quest 2, The Rescue of Sir Ragnar. And we're probably close to the halfway point of our way through this, maybe more. And we just finished Zargon's turn last time. And so now we're starting into a fresh turn with the heroes. Let's see. Well, we got a new room here that I don't think anybody has searched for treasure in. The elf is in there just waiting to find another pit trap. But it is the barbarian's turn first. So he's going to move on in there. And oh, crap. Oh, wait, no. I wouldn't have had the threat. I probably did check. I got to remind myself, anytime I enter a new corridor or a new room, if I have enough threat to spring a trap, I must do that upon entering a new room or corridor. I probably checked and didn't have the threat. And yeah. So anyway, he's going to go 1, 2, 3, and he'll stop right there. And then he is going to search for treasure. Potion of Defense. Very handy. Amidst a collection of old bottles, you find a small vial containing a clear liquid. You can drink this potion at any time, giving you 2 extra combat dice the next time you defend. This may only be used once. Do not return this card to the deck. Alright, so my dwarf has one of those, and now my barbarian has one of those. In the time since last playing, so basically overnight, speaking of potions, I'm thinking that if I start to get too overpowered with all those rings I was finding, that I might adjust those to be one-use items and change them to be potions that bring about that spell effect. Or a scroll maybe would be a way to go. I do have on a lower tier of my treasure table drawing a random one-use item from the small card artifact deck, which is, mostly filled with one-use items. But man, rolling 2 8s in a row. I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna give it time to show itself, to reveal what effect it's really gonna have on the game. But that is the barbarian for now. Now we will move on to the let's see, the elf. Yeah, barbarian elf. So now the elf is gonna take his turn searching for treasure. He'll move at least into position by this door first, and then he will search for treasure. What do we got? Oh, crap. Wandering monster. As you are searching, a monster stalks you and attacks. Oh, did I, okay. I gotta check for numbers, too, on my cards. There was not a number on that Potion of Defense card. Zargon places the wandering monster, blah, 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 blah. Bottom of the deck again. Wandering monster in this quest is an orc. But it could potentially be something else. Let's see here. It could be an orc or a scout. And I think I was forgetting last time a wandering monster was showing up. I think I was I forgetting? No, I think I did roll. In any case, let's see if it remains an orc. I gotta get a 1 or a 2 before it's official. Oh my gosh, come on. 2. Okay, it's a scout. It's a scout. Okay, so, and one of my rules again is that their special ability, instead of attacking, their special ability automatically successfully triggers, which means crap. I don't just get a scout. I'm also getting, I think, a wandering monster. He's got alert. Zargon places the wandering monster for the quest on a revealed space not within line of sight of a hero. Oh, this is weird. I never really thought about this. I gotta blow my nose. Hang on a second. I've been, gross. Why did I even look at it? Well, because I was curious how much pepper was in the contents. I have this condition called patulous eustachian tube, which means that my ears can start popping. It's very similar to the experience of your ears popping when you're rising, or well, specifically when you're rising in elevation. and it's just, it's irritating. It's irritating. And so one of the things you can do is try to make that area of your make your eustachian tubes inflamed so that they will close properly instead of remaining open, which is what a patulous eustachian tube does. And so there's all kinds of different, if you look on YouTube, other people that have this thing, other things, different things they've tried, and some of their ideas led me to try snorting pepper. and it does work for a bit. It makes me a little bit stuffy and gets my nose a little bit runny, and I have to fight off the urge to sneeze. But if I can do that successfully, then it gets all things tingly and stuff and starts swelling things up, and then the popping goes away for a while. Anyway, so here's something with the scout that I hadn't really thought about or ever done before, I don't think. When a wandering monster appears, I roll. Was I rolling or did I choose? I might have chosen last time. Here's what I'm getting at. Is it possible that he could call for a wandering monster, which in this quest is an orc, but the only other equivalent is a scout. So I could choose to have another scout added. Let's just see how crazy far this will go. I'm going to, as Zargon, choose, instead of rolling... no, let's roll. Because I think the only time I'm able to choose is when I am able to spawn a monster. So let's roll and see if the monster that he instantly calls is an orc or a scout. Okay, it's an orc. Man, that could be crazy, though, if like a bunch of scouts start piling up. That could be nuts. All right. Now, I believe for this thing to, when it spawns, it does still need to be outside, a revealed space not within line of sight of a hero. So I think the closest thing I might have on that, is this door right here? Sometimes things get moved around a little bit. Yeah, so the dwarf is in front of that door. Ideally, I'd like to get to the wizard. Let me see if I've got line of sight here. I want to see if I can put him in this space right here. I think the dwarf has clear line of sight to that space. Yeah, it does not cross over the chest there. I think the best I'm going to be able to do, if I want to try and get at that wizard, is try to get through the dwarf first. Definitely not ideal. But okay. Oh wait, no, he's got line of sight there. Here, right? Yeah, it does not have line of sight there. Okay, so the scout did his thing, and I don't think the orc actually gets a turn. No, I just placed the monster. Okay, so that's the end of that was all the elf's turn. It feels very Zargon-y, but it was the elf's turn. So now he is done. At least he didn't get attacked. And now Dogrin, the dwarf, is going to go. And let's take care of this. Let's take care of this orc back here if we can. 1, 2, and then he will attack. And he gets 1 skull. The orc gets 2 defense dice. And doesn't, he totally fails. So, there goes the orc. Did he have any loot on him? What is that? I can't see. Oh no, nothing. No loot. All right. So that's the end of the dwarf's turn, and now it's the wizard's turn. He is not going to search for anything. And now that takes us back around to Zargon's turn. Zargon gets 1 threat. And the scout, should we try to trigger his special ability? I don't know. Well, let me look at the scout. Let me see kind of what his immediate attack ability is like. He could actually reach the wizard if I wanted to try and have him get in there and attack, if he has enough movement. He's got a move of 9. Oh, he's pretty decent. So let's give that a try. He's got a move of 9. Let's get at that wizard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. 7, 8. No, I can't get around there. Okay, chest is in the way anyway. Okay, so he's going to attack the wizard. 1 skull. The wizard has, I think, just 2 defense dice. And he does get 1 shield. Wow. All right. Good job, Elderast. Barely dodged that one. And then that should do it for Zargon's turn. So flip these bad boys back around, and we are on the Barbarian's turn again. Well, yeah, I mean, he's going to come to the Wizard's aid, certainly. You'd better, for all the times I come to your aid. He's got his 3 attack dice. Oh man, a complete miss. Complete miss. Crap. And that's it. Barbarian. Okay, so now the elf. Elf does not have a diagonal attack. And did this door get already moved in the wrong spot? I don't think I had him in front of that door, did I? I don't know. Okay, well, whatever. He's there now. Crap. Well, let's see. Did I give him... I gave him the Ring of Fire of Wrath. This seems like a good situation to use that. So, he's going to go here, and he'll do a diagonal attack. Yeah, using the Ring of Fire of Wrath, and that is 1 damage, unless the scout rolls a 5 or 6. Oh my gosh! Dang it! Alright, so I need to put like a check mark or something next to my Ring of Fire of Wrath, just to remember that I've used it. Okay. Well, the dwarf, I guess, is coming in here. Gotta get rid of this guy. 1, 2. Take him out, dwarf. Come on now. 2 skulls. That ought to do it. Although he does have 3 defense dice. Let's see if he can get 2 black shields on this. Not even 1. Gone. And let's roll for loot. Nothing. Alright, so that's the end of the dwarf's turn. Francisco says, did my second message never come through? Yeah, no, I never saw it. I just saw the one that said, I had some extra of these, hope it helps, ... And let's see, now it's the wizard. Still not going to have him do much. And just kind of get ready to follow them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess. And then Zargon gets a threat. He's got 4 now. Do I want to spawn something? Let me see here. We've spawned a Wendigo, a putrid zombie. We've spawned regular zombies. Oh, dude, yeah. Let's spawn... Where's that wizard? Oh, I can... Oh, well, see, it has to be... It can't be within line of sight. So that is going to make this a little bit tricky. There's some big creatures that I could spawn, but in this game they're cramped. They're much more cramped, and so they have to like smash through walls. It's just harder for them to kind of navigate. So I don't think I want to try for that. I want something that's a one-space creature. Do I want to get a skeleton archer out? Maybe. Yeah, let's do the skeleton archer. I mean, I think it's a pretty basic, just a ranged attack kind of thing, but well, then maybe, you know what? I don't think I need ranged attack right now. Let's do a beast man. Let's spawn a beast man. All right, here we go. Activate beast man spawning. And these are a classic monster from Descent First Edition. And I'm trying to remember what special ability I carried over for them here. Maybe they just have Flesh Eater or something? I don't know. Let's put him right here. Can he? No, he can't get to the wizard. Always trying to get to that wizard. And let's see what his special ability could be. Oh, crap! Dude, he's got double strike and command. And his version of command looks like activates on a 5 or 6. Double strike is attacking twice, so that's pretty straightforward. Command activates if monsters within 1 to spaces from this monster may roll 1 extra attack die until the beginning of Zargon's next turn. So no reason to activate that now. That's more of a thing to do when he's got, you know, allies around. But that double strike, just attacking twice, pretty good. Pretty good. So let's get him in there and see what we can do. The dwarf currently has 6 hit points, or body points, and the barbarian has 6. Both of them have 3 defend. I guess let's just go after... Let's go after the dwarf. 1, 2, 3, 4, and put him on this side of him so that if people want to help, they have to get in there and work at it a little bit. And then he has 2 attack dice. Here we go, dwarf. Oh, first one's a complete miss. Come on now. 1 skull. No, Francisco, still not seeing whatever you were intending to put into the chat. Sorry. So the dwarf needs 1 white shield, and he got it. He got it. He got it. He got it. He's okay. Okay, great. So that, I think, is Zargon's turn. Flip my tokens over, and we got the barbarian now. Let's get in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And gosh, the ability to spawn monsters definitely does slow progress through the dungeon. 1 skull. Beastman gets 2 defense. He does defend. Wow, this guy's hanging on a little bit. And he's got 2 body, too. So he's going to be around for a little bit. Unless the elf can take care of him. Here we go, elf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One skull. Beastman defends. Wow. And now it's the dwarf's turn. Revenge of the Dwarf. Here we go, Dogrin. What do you got? 2 skulls. Here we go. And Beastman, he's going to have to roll really well. Nothing. So in one fell swoop, the Beastman is no more. All right, let's roll for loot. Yeah. Oh, crap. That's the... oh, no. I was like, that's the treasure table. No, it's not. It's just a potion. All right, so the dwarf has now 2 of those D6 healing potions. Let's see here. That was the dwarf's turn. Okay, so he's done. Wizard now. Wizard's going to stay put. Wizard doesn't need to rock the boat unless he wants to search for treasure. Here we go. I'm feeling a little overconfident because I'm getting a pretty decent supply of these potions. What happens here? Wandering monster. Well, that's what happens. Overconfidence can really get you. So what do we got? Another scout? We'll see. Nope, it's an orc. Okay. But man, an orc showing up and attacking my wizard. He gets 3 attack dice, right? I'm pretty sure. Let me roll and then I'll look up his stats. I'm pretty confident. But we saw what confidence just did to me. 1 skull. And let's confirm here. Oh, I didn't even bother trying for a flesh eater, but that's okay. I'm feeling straight up damage right now. Okay, yeah, so he has 3 attack dice. The wizard, 2 defense dice. Okay, he gets a white shield. So he dodged that for now. Francisco says, Arg, it was a bunch of lightning emojis. Apparently they are too powerful for YouTube. Must be. Must be. Let's see here. So that was the wizard's turn. So much for finding some treasure. So now it's Zargon's turn. Gets 1 threat, and he's got the orc who's going to just attack again. Here we go. 2 skulls on the wizard. Crap. I was thinking for a second, why did I move my wizard? Well, you can't. Once you get a bad result on a treasure search, your turn's over. So, 2 skulls coming from this orc here. I don't think this is going to go in my favor. Okay, well, I got 1 white shield, at least. But the wizard was on his last health potion, so, or his last body point, so he's going to have to use a health potion now. And as per my experimental rules, which maybe I'll ditch these rules because, like I said, I am finding myself coming upon these potions without too much trouble. Yeah, let me actually. Well, no, let's try it. Let's try it. We'll see kind of what things look like by the end of this quest, and then maybe between this quest and the next one, I'll dial back some changes or introduce some other difficulty or something. Okay, so of these 2, I'm going to choose, of course, the 5 result. Of course, that still just takes him up to his max of 4. Down again to 1 healing potion. So that was Zargon's turn, right? Back to the heroes. Let's see. Francisco says, apparently they're too powerful for you two, but it was my silly was of giving you electricity. Something got lost in translation there, Francisco. I swear it was comedy gold, LOL. I believe you. I believe you. And I'm laughing in my heart. All right, so back to the barbarian's turn. He's going to come to the rescue of Elderast. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, actually didn't have a ton of movement to spare there. So, let's see. He gets 3 attack. 1 skull only, but that could be enough to do it. Just no black shield here. Yeah, that took him out. Man, this is very crowded. I do not like rolling my dice in amongst the furniture and minis. But again, I do that for your benefit, so that you can appreciate the surprise. Any loot? No loot. All right. So that was the barbarian. He's done. Elf. Elf is going to get in there. He's already searched for treasure in this room, right? I'm pretty sure he did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's all he's going to do for now. Dwarf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just get this party started. Open the door. Open the door. Anything immediately on the other side? No, because we already revealed this corridor. And so he's just going to go one more step. 6. And that's the dwarf. Wizard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's it for him. Zargon gets another turn. Just gains a threat. Nothing super exciting. I'm going to flip these tokens. And the barbarian. Okay, these guys are on the move now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Body surf here. Elf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Body surf. Dwarf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have been down that hallway, right? Yes, we have. We have. Okay. Okay. Wizard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Zargon gets a threat. He'll be ready to spawn on his next turn. Barbarian. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've been there. No surprises. Elf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dwarf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wizard. It's weird to have the wizard in the lead. Oh crap, I'm going the wrong way. You know what? How did we get 2 pits in a row there? Were they right next to each other? Were they right next to each other? I'm thinking this one was here or something. Where did this pit even come from? No. You know what? This was down here. I don't know how it got moved around. This was down here. I remember because I searched where the... Oh, sorry. Let me move the camera here. Um, yeah, so this pit was sitting right here, but I think it got moved. I think it was down here somewhere because I remember I specifically got a pit result when I searched for treasure, but I only did that in a wide hallway because I never search for treasure in just single lane corridors. That's just foolishness. Okay, so, but I still feel like I'm going the wrong way. If I'm gonna try and go here anyway, past this, see what's over there. I'll have to do that. We're gonna go this way. We're gonna go down this corridor and see what might be around here. All right, so now the wizard needs to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oof, he feels exposed. Oh well. Zargon gets a threat, and let's spawn something. Feryx. Feryx is next on the docket. Although, I don't know. The more I explore this list, the further away I'm getting from the monsters. I mean, these are weaker and weaker monsters compared to an orc. And I'm allowed to spawn anything that's weaker than an orc, but I mean, I don't have to spawn the weakest thing, and I'm getting close to about the weakest thing. But you know what? For the sake of variety, I just want to see a Feryx. I think it has bleed, if I remember correctly. Here we go. So this is the Feryx, again from first edition Descent. Come on now. There we go. That is the Feryx. Oh, come on, camera. Work with me here. I'm doing a thing. Yeah, okay. Very nice. Okay, so he is going to appear... how about right here? That's pretty stinking close, right? So let's see. Let me cross off my threat there. And then how many movement does he have, I wonder? Enough to get to that wizard, right? Surely. Feryx. Oh yeah, he's got a move of 10? Oh crap. What are these abilities? Okay, so he has an attack of 4, a defend of 2, body 2, mind 2, move 10. He's pretty beefy. He's pretty beefy. Attack of 4. My gosh, this guy's supposed to be weaker than the orc. That can't be right. Whatever. I think I need some challenge here. In fact, with all these potions I'm getting, I might just keep that Hellhound where it originally was in my ranking. But he has an ability called Famished Flesh Eater, and then Leech, which is apparently automatic. So let's check these abilities out and see what's going on. Starting with Famished Flesh Eater, which in my notes I mistakenly have listed under Famished Cannibal. Activates on a 3 to 6 as opposed to a 5 or 6. Targeted hero gains a bleed token at the beginning of every turn. So it's just more likely to give a bleed token. And as a reminder, with the bleed token, every turn they roll 1 combat die per token. On a skull, they lose a body point. On a white shield, they remove a bleed token. On a black shield, nothing happens. So they're harder to get rid of than the poison tokens. And then again, you can remove all bleed tokens from any hero who drinks a healing potion or is the target of a healing spell. Now, what's this leech business? Leech is automatic. Leech. When this monster rolls 3 or more... interesting. When this monster rolls 3 or more skulls while attacking and does at least 1 damage, he gains 1 health. That's interesting. This guy has 4 attack dice. Even if I don't trigger Leech... That's some pretty freaking great attack dice. He is going to destroy the wizard. That's all there is to it. He's going to destroy the wizard. Now, as in Descent, and I think these rules also apply to original HeroQuest rules, these monsters automatically jump pits. Is that true in Descent? I can't remember now, but it is true in HeroQuest. Okay, so 1, 2... Oh yeah, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7. So yeah, he is putting himself in a position that it makes it very difficult for other heroes to get in there, and because the wizard's the last one to go, so he's not gonna be able to move for a while. That's a good move. That's a good Zargon move right there. Let's see here. Francisco asks, after saying be right back, also, did a date get picked for the Pizza with an Asterisk party? That's a special event for patrons at patreon.com/spiritbladeproductions. The voting is still up, or the whatever you call it, the scheduling thing, so that patrons can select their availability. That's still up. That's going to be sometime in October, and as I record this and stream this, it's September 28th. I can't remember what date I said I would be checking the results and announcing it, but if you look at that post about scheduling it, it'll say when that date is. I think maybe it's later this week that I'm gonna, like Thursday or Friday, I think I said. So anyway, yeah, looking forward to that. Okay, what just happened? Oh yeah, he's gonna attack with freaking 4 attack dice, baby. Oh my gosh. 4 skulls. 4 skulls. Too bad he's not wounded, because that would activate Leech. But freaking 4 skulls. My gosh. Okay, wizard. Okay, wizard. Jeez. I think the wizard needs to have rock skin cast on him, because he's really getting targeted a lot. He only has 2 defense dice, so he's taking at least 2. He's taking all 4, which is going to wipe him out. He's going to have to take that other healing potion. Let's see what we get. Okay, we got, see, that is handy. That is handy. I really do dislike rolling 1 when I'm drinking those D6 potions. So I'm, of course, going to choose the 5 result. That brings my body back up to 4, but now my wizard is out of healing potions. So I think I'm going to want to get him some healing potions and cast Rock Skin on him post-haste. That's it for Zargon's turn. We're going back to the Barbarian's turn. Hey, Balmy Leader. Thanks for coming out. The Barbarian, dare he jump the trap just to try to get in there and save the wizard? I don't think that's necessary. I don't think that's necessary. Here's what we're going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to be right there. And I guess he'll just stay put for now. The elf is going to go 1. Let's see. Who has more hit points, elf or dwarf? Dwarf definitely has more. Gosh, let's see here. I'm debating in my mind how much I want to modify the elf's acrobat ability. He has his special ability is a static one that he can always use, and this is something that I came up with for him. Each hero has their own special ability. This is the elf's acrobat. The elf may move through enemy figures but must end his movement in an empty space. After ending his movement, the elf player individually rolls 1 combat die for each enemy space he moved through. On a skull, the enemy gains a free attack against the elf, who may roll defense dice. Now, I'm thinking just in terms of theming, that it would be kind of cool if the elf could, like, automatically jump over at least a single trap space. Maybe not 2 back-to-back, but maybe a single trap space. But that's a lot to fit on this one card. So I'll rule that he's going to have to roll like normal if he wants to get over that trap. And he only has 3 body points. Is it really worth it to me to get over there? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3 and have him stay put there. And that's the elf's turn, because I got to slide this card back where it was under my character sheets. Because now the dwarf is going to go 1, 2, 3. So what I'm doing here is providing an escape route for the wizard, if you couldn't guess already, who is just going to take a step or 2 back. 1, 2, and go right there. So now it is Zargon's... Wait! Oh, no, no. Okay, I was gonna like rock skin, rock skin. No, but the elf was not in position to cast rock skin. We can do that next turn. Um, so Zargon's turn. He gets a threat. Now here's an interesting choice that I have. You know, I have this rule that both monsters and heroes can take advantage of called Reckless Charge. Oh yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, let me tell you what I was thinking. According to the rules of Reckless Charge, I could have the Feryx move here and go 1, 2, 3, 4 and land here. But then for every enemy space he went through, that figure and any adjacent figure would get to make a free attack, and he would only be able to roll half of his defense dice rounded down. So it does allow. I like that rule. It was a little bit too dangerous. I noticed when I was playing Quest 1. But I still like that rule because I just like the wizard not being entirely safe. But that is pretty risky because the Feryx has... I mean, he has 4 attack, but he still only has 2 defense and 2 body. And I don't think with how clustered these guys are, they would all get an attack. So that's like Barbarian Dwarf, Wizard Elf, and Barbarian again. Oh, actually, the Wizard would get one too. So Barbarian, Dwarf, Wizard. It's way too many. Way too many. So, and I could go here and roll at a disadvantage when attacking the Dwarf. He has 6 body points. The Barbarian also has 6. Let's just stick with the Barbarian. So we're going to go right here. Now, do I want to do I want to put a bleed token on him? That would be kind of cool. Let's see if we can pull that off. Even though that 4 attack dice is pretty enticing. Famished Flesh Eater. I'm going to change this in my notes. Famished Flesh Eater. Because he doesn't just eat the flesh of his own kind. He's not merely a cannibal. He eats all kind of flesh. That's just how messed up a Feryx is. I have never heard of a Feryx outside of Descent, by the way. But apparently they're maybe nasty in other fiction. I don't know. Maybe they were a Descent original. Famished... Okay, so it's anything but a 1 or 2, and this ability will activate. I always like to pick up... It's almost superstition. I always like to pick up a die that does not have the result that I'm going for on it, with the reasoning that, statistically speaking, I am less likely to roll this unfavorable result again. Whatever. Okay. Oh, yeah. That is an activation of Famished Flesh Eater. So he gets a bleed token. I don't think... Have any of my heroes gotten... I know they've gotten poison disease tokens. I don't know if any of them have gotten bleed tokens yet. So, Barbarian now has a bleed token. And that is the end of Zargon's turn. Let's see here. Oh, Balmy Leader's talking Superman a little bit. I watched half of Man of Steel, he says, but I have a lot of stuff to do. So after that, I'm going to watch the rest. I consider Superman more of an anti-hero mostly in the games and some other stuff. It's interesting, you know... how he's been treated. I think sometimes because writers don't know what to do with Superman as he is, as really a pure and virtuous character, they feel like he's boring, or they don't know what to do with him that could be interesting. And so one route they'll go, we saw this in Smallville, and we've seen this in many stories involving Superman, is to have him go dark. Because that's a shocking change. And so I think as kind of like a event type story, like when you kill Superman or break Batman's back or make Green Lantern go insane or whatever, you know, like they've done in the past in the comics, it makes kind of a shocking, interesting event because it's a change of the status quo. But it's a shame that I feel like they go to that with Superman so often. Now, I would argue that's not where they went with Superman and Man of Steel. Even though people were like, oh, he's like brooding and he's like down and stuff like that, I think that's a valid way to go with Superman because it doesn't take away the fact that he's a virtuous character. He's a virtuous character who is struggling with the cost of doing the right thing. I think when Superman is boring is when he's written like the 1950s father you never had. And I feel like some people, for some reason, kind of wanted that. And some people even liked that when in Joss Whedon's cut of Justice League, he was behaving like that 1950s father you never had. And I'm like, no, I mean, like, yes, that is a valid take on Superman because he was written that way in the 1950s. And I think maybe the 60s too. But I think the most interesting take and the take that maybe, dare I say, honors more of Superman history, incorporates, makes him modern and relatable, but incorporates that core of a virtuous person that's been there from the beginning. Even though at the beginning he had some anger and he was just kind of like a liberal avenger of wrongs and stuff. He still had virtue that was really driving that, a strong sense of right and wrong, a strong sense of morality that was driving that. And so I think that in Man of Steel, what's interesting is he is a virtuous character, but like I said, is dealing with the cost of choosing the right thing, And I think that is what makes virtuous characters really interesting to read. They do the right thing. It's not that they like, even Spider-Man will sometimes, be conflicted and make the wrong choice and later realize, oh crap, I made the wrong choice. Superman, you kind of always want to make the right choice. You know what I mean? Because he is the paragon of virtue. And so I think the way to make Superman as interesting as he can be is not to have him make the wrong choice, but to give him choices that are really hard to make the right choice in, situations that are really hard to make the right choice in, and then suffer the cost of that in terms of rejection or judgment from others, who misunderstand him or his motives or whatever. I think that could really just make Superman the most interesting character in DC Comics, in all of comic books, really. But that's a whole tear. I could say so much more on that topic, but I won't. All right. Francisco says on the topic of Superman, and yes, this is a board game stream, so I will get back to board games here. Are there any Superman stories where he has to make a choice between two things, where choosing one dooms the other, and he doesn't get to turn back time? That's nothing immediately comes to mind, but one story that I do find memorable. Oh gosh, I'm gonna give a spoiler for. Well, no, I'm not, because Balmy Leader hasn't seen Man of Steel. There is comic book fans who've read the story will know what I'm talking about, but there is a major story that has to do with Zod and a choice that Superman makes, it was a big deal. There was a lot of fallout from that, similar to the choice he makes in the movie, and a lot of people didn't like that choice, and I'm like, well, I know you don't like that choice, and I can understand not liking that choice that he made the first time out in this new rebooted Superman franchise. I can understand that you'd maybe want him to exist in one or two movies before making that kind of choice in a second or third movie. But that choice, that moment, is very much rooted and very true to the comic books. And it was a choice that came with terrible cost to Superman personally in the comic, that there was fallout from that years later. It's still referred back to, I think, as of the comics I was reading in DC 5-6 years ago, so anyway, yeah, it's all about the cost. It's all about the cost. It's not about making him go dark to make him interesting and to provide the contrast with his virtue, but man, bring out the cost. And you've got gold, and very, very few writers have really mined that potential with Superman. Okay, what the crap is going on? What am I even doing? Is it still that has the Ferrex put a bleed token on the Barbarian? That's right. Okay, great. So now Zargon's turn is done. We're doing the Barbarian's turn. He's going to try and get rid of this Ferrex. This Ferrex is nasty. So he's got 3 attack dice to try and get the job done. 1 skull. Really would have liked something better than that. He's only got 2 defense. Let's see what happens. And he blocks it. Crap. Okay. But now at least the Barbarian can move and let someone else have a turn. So he will go 1, 2. And then the dwarf will take a shot. Well, hang on. We're not going to skip the elf's turn. Elf. Oh, crap. I need to do the bleed token for the barbarian. All right, so dang it. Did I roll a white shield? Did I roll a white shield? Dang it, I did. No bleed token. Didn't get to see that stick around. Oh well. Let's see here. So that takes care of that. Okay, so Elf is going to cast Rock Skin on the wizard. And it's probably not going to last very long. I mean, for those who don't know this spell may be cast on any one hero, including yourself. That hero may throw 1 extra combat die when defending. The spell is broken when the hero suffers 1 point of body damage. So, you know, I don't think that's going to last super long on the wizard, but he does seem to be getting targeted quite a bit by a gleeful and sadistic Zargon. So, actually, you know what? I need to put that on his character sheet so that I remember. Crap. Ugh. Trying to fit too many things on my table space here. All right, so we'll put that there. So I remember that. And that's the elf's turn. Now we're back to the dwarf, who, yeah, is going to move right here and take a shot. You know, the Feryx hasn't received any damage yet, has he? I'm going to use... Oh, crap, no. Dang it. I keep thinking I have a strength potion because on my sheet I have a space for it. I put strength and then colon or semicolon or whatever. But the one that used to be there is crossed out. So he actually does not have a strength potion. His special ability is not really going to help. I mean, I guess I could use the Ring of Tempest, but I don't want to slow this guy down. I want to kill him. I want to kill him. So here we go. 2 skulls, baby. Okay, okay. Now we're talking. How many bodies does he have? He has 2 body, 2 defense. That does it. Bye-bye, Feryx. Okay. So, did we get any loot from that? No. All right. So that was the dwarf's turn. Now the wizard. We're going to head this way. Where was this thing supposed to... Oh, it's supposed to be here. Okay. Yeah, let's go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's keep him right there. I don't want to reveal anything that might be in this space that the wizard is going to have to deal with. And he will... Do we want to have him stop there? How's everybody doing on health? The elf has 3 health left. And he's got a total body of 6. So let's wait on a healing spell for now. Not quite the time yet. So yeah. Elderast is done. Zargon's turn. Where'd my pencil go? There it is. Zargon gets a threat. Nothing else he can do. So we're back around to the barbarian. Okay. Okay. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think he quite has line of sight to that spot. I'm trying to remember. It's always tricky, some of these angles here. Does he? Or doesn't he? Oh, he does actually have line of sight to that spot. But there's nothing there. Well, yeah, no, nothing there he would really be able to see as far as I'm concerned. So he's done. Elf. Do you want to cast... No, we're not doing any healing yet. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'll go here. So that's the elf. Dwarf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, let's set this up. We've got a door here. Let's see if I can bring this back a little bit. All right. So we got a door there, and a dead end, just a few spaces away. And then a goblin. Or is it a goblin? Let's find out. Do I have enough on that row of my ranking? No, 4 doesn't give anything. It's got to be 1 through 3. 3. Goblin Archer. We've had one of those. So that doesn't really change much. In fact, it's probably less... He's probably less of a threat as an archer. Because in giving him... With each of the monsters that I carried over from Descent, I tried to figure out what monster I thought they would be comparable to. And then I tried roughly, I don't think I had a really strict point system, but I tried to, like, if I was going to give them an extra attack die, then I would take away a defense die, or I'd take away a body point, or something. But I figured out, okay, what's the monster that's in HeroQuest that they are most close to in terms of power level? And then how would I massage the stats? How, taking from one column and giving to another and stuff. And so that's kind of like was my starting point in figuring out the stats for these different characters. And I think for the most part, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling like, yes, there's still some things I want to refine and adjust, I think, long term with these rules. But I am not really like big into game design. I don't really have like the math side of game design in me. And so I am pleasantly surprised at how satisfying I'm finding the balance in general for these rules I've been experimenting with. And again, there's a link below if you want to look at these rules yourself. And again, HeroQuest is suddenly becoming relevant again because of this reprint that's due out sometime before the end of 2021, unless it's been delayed. I haven't really been keeping up with the news on that. But let's see here. Let's get the stats out for the Goblin Archer. I am so easily distracted. Goblin Archer. And as a reminder again, he has an attack of 1. Okay, so that's the difference. I took away the normal goblins have 1 attack or 2 attack dice. I took away 1 in exchange for giving him ranged attack probably. Attack of 1, defend of 1, body 1, mind 1, move 10. I feel like he doesn't need that move of 10. I could probably reduce that to at least 7 or something. I don't know. But he's got bow, which is just a ranged attack automatically, and sickly shot. So since his attack is so weak, and there's no point in, there's no advantage to having a ranged attack right now, he's going to go for sickly shot. Let's see if we can... Oh, wait, it's not even his turn yet. Slow down there, Zargon. Not your turn. The dwarf is the one that just rounded the corner here, and he is entitled to an attack. And so he is going to make such an attack. Here we go. 1. This thing only has a defense of 1. Oh, yeah, of course. Man, I spent all that time looking at his stats. And I shouldn't have bothered. Should have known that was going to happen. Get any loot on this guy? Nope. Nothing. Okay, so that's the end of the dwarf's turn. Wizard. I'm just going to move the wizard right here, just so he doesn't fall too far behind. And that's enough for him. And then Zargon gets a threat. And we are back around to the barbarian's turn. Okay, barbarian. 1, 2, 3. Open the door, baby. What's up? Oh, crap. What's the deal with... What did I say about... I think I came up with some kind of rule about secret doors. Because if you haven't played this quest before... we're trying to rescue Sir Ragnar, like a super special knight that the king really likes. Or a prince or something. Prince Magnus really likes him. Oh no, it says Sir Ragnar, one of the Emperor's most powerful... So we're in an empire. One of the Emperor's most powerful knights has been captured. Prince Magnus is going to give 240 coins divided among the heroes if we bring him back safely. Now, if you haven't played this quest before, Sir Ragnar is only found by finding a secret door. And normally one of the things that you do that you have an option to do in HeroQuest is search for secret doors. You search for traps, but that's irrelevant. You search for secret doors, but that's irrelevant too. I think at one point I kind of had an idea for what I would do with secret doors. Since I'm looking at the map all the time, I know where the secret doors are. That's kind of an element of surprise that I have to give up. I guess I'll just put normal doors down until I come up with a rule that maybe makes sense. Let's see. For discovering traps that are about to be sprung on a hero, I have heroes roll a d6, and they see the trap before springing it if they roll lower than their current mind points. So maybe in order to, maybe I put secret doors down, but in order to open them, a character, you either need, let's say this, let's try this. The dwarf either needs to roll to disarm traps, basically, in order to open that door. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Secret doors are now locked doors. Oh, yeah, I kind of like this. Secret doors are locked doors. There's no lock-picking mechanic in this game. And as I already mentioned, because of my rules, you are less likely to be disarming traps in this game. You're gonna most times spring them as they get sprung on you. So disarming traps is gonna be less of a common thing. So what if the toolkits and the dwarf's disarm traps ability actually gets converted to a disarm / lockpick ability? Ooh, yeah, that's something I like. I like picking locks. I mean, I'm tired of the mechanic in Skyrim, and Fallout. It's old. I'm using mods in my Fallout 4 playthrough right now to just basically get rid of the lock-picking minigame. But thematically, I like picking locks. Yes! Yes! Okay. Let's see here. Francisco asks, well, hang on. Let me make sure, before I get too far afield, am I still just setting up a room here? I am. It's the barbarian's turn. So let me reveal this room. He's opened the door. We got another door out. We got an orc, potentially. Well, let's see. Is it an orc? It's going to be an orc or a scout. Let's see. You know what? This is taking too long. 1 through 3, orc. 4 through 6, scout. Okay, it's an orc. Yeah, I should adjust those tables so I don't have to do as much rolling. So we'll put the orc right here. Let me just finish the barbarian's turn. Now he was what, like right here-ish, I want to say? Let's say he was there. 1, 2, 3. Can he get to the orc? 4, 5, 6. He can't. He can't. Let's have him just go in and just stand in the doorway. And that's the barbarian's turn. Okay. So, Francisco asks, I am lurking in a Twitch stream and noticed that... Well, hold on. Are you telling me that you're not giving me your full and undivided attention while I am streaming? I'm lurking in a Twitch stream and noticed that 70% of the streamers I follow are playing New World. I know MMOs aren't your thing, Pater, but would you say it seems like an MMO version of Greedfall? Oh man, I do not know. New World, that's the Amazon MMO, right? That's kind of been getting a little bit of buzz. I don't know. And Greedfall, I haven't played all the way through, but it's funny you mention it because last night I was thinking of downloading it again. I think that game, I'm going to finish it maybe at some point. I just need... I sold it, but I then about, 9 months later found that I had access to it again because I decided to get PlayStation Plus and was able to download it when it was available 1 month. So as long as my PlayStation Plus subscription is active, which I think because I've been gaming with my friend in California enough throughout the year that I'll probably just keep PlayStation Plus going as long as he and I keep doing that. So yeah, I think I'm going to be playing that game some more. But yeah, to answer your question, I don't know this. I don't know New World, and even like only being like halfway through Greedfall, I'm not even sure I would be best positioned to give you a lot of comparisons to Greedfall either. I'm deep enough into it, I guess, maybe, but yeah, that's a cool. There's some. Let me not say it's a cool game. There's some cool things going on in that game. A little too much. In fact, way too much running back and forth to finish quests. To basically just talk to people, running relay races, talking to people is how a lot of those quests, too many of those quests, in my opinion, are done. But I really like the world. Oh, you got me thinking about it now. Francisco? All right. So that was the barbarian's turn. It's the elf's turn. Can he get in there and wreck house? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can. Well, he can get in there. Let's see if he can wreck house. One skull. The orc gets 2 defense dice, only 1 body point. He's gone. All right. Any loot discovered on his body? No. Okay, so that was the elf's turn. The dwarf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's do it. Let's open the door. Okay, this door is kind of in rough shape. This set has been well loved over the years. All right, it's a little bit better. What do we got in here? Okay, so let me see if I have a different, like a special door I can use for locked doors. Ooh, this one looks good. This is the door that you normally start quests in 2 of the expansions for HeroQuest. Keller's Keep and Return of the Witch Lord are the 2 that were released in the US. And they both use this as the door that you start at, because instead of starting at a staircase in the expansion, you almost always start off of the board, entering onto it through this steel door. But there's almost no point in having a special door as your entrance to the quest, because you're going to line up your heroes and then just open it. You're going to see it so briefly. It's almost not even worth mentioning. Whereas the wooden exit door can kind of hang around on the map for a while. Once this appears, you know, okay, that's the exit to the quest. And once you find that, you might decide, well, I want to make a clean sweep of the dungeon and come back to this later. So it stays on the board and you enjoy its aesthetics for longer than this steel entry door. But this is like perfect for what I'm talking about. As long as I don't, I mean, I could run out of them. I think I have 2, 1 from each set, 1 from each expansion set. So if I ever have to have more than 2 secret doors on the board at the same time, that could be a problem. But oh my gosh, I am just loving this rules idea I came up with on the fly for locked doors. That's freaking cool. And you might say, well, why even bother? I mean, yes, in some ways it's just like, you know, if this was normal HeroQuest, then you would just be like, well, you're gonna get that roll eventually. Why even bother rolling? But with the threat system, if the dwarf fails on that roll, then we get to cycle around, and the I almost said the Overlord, and Zargon gets another threat since he failed at that roll before they can go through there. So there's a clock running. And so making those rolls is still important. It's still valuable to succeed in those rolls. So very excited about this. All right. Let's see here. So we got a table we're putting out. And we have 2 orcs in this room. But are they 2 orcs? That's the question. Let's roll and find out. They could be a number of other things. Three. Oh, we're going up against an elemental. Now, I remember I fought this last time, and it was, I don't know, it was not as powerful and imposing as I thought it would be. It's really huge. Look at that thing. Do I want to put him there? The dwarf has finished his movement. He can't move any further. So, and when I replace the existing monsters with alternates, I kind of just rule that I can put them wherever is most advantageous to Zargon to put them. And I think since the dwarf can't move anymore, and he's all... Didn't the dwarf already attack? I think he did, and I was just kind of like, let's keep this thing going. So the dwarf is done. So yeah, the best move right now is put him here, and then he has immediate access to the dwarf to attack on his next turn. The wizard. Well, let's get this elemental guy, his stats out. Francisco says, yeah, Amazon MMO, today is release day. Oh, okay. And no, you don't have my undivided attention, LOL. You have 30%, work has 65%, and the other stream's 5%. Okay, all right. Well, 30 versus 5, I'm feeling pretty good about that. Actually, with your work situation, feel free to scale back on me and give more attention to your work. Let's see here. Elemental. Here we go. Elemental. It says, there we go. Attack 3, defend 2, body 1, mind 2, move 8. So that body 1 is what bothers me a little bit. Anyway, intangible, which is an automatic ability. Oh, I think that makes him harder to hit. Wow, explosion, earthquake, and smash. Now, smash, I remember what that does. That allows him basically to put 2 rubble tokens, or I use falling block trap tokens, in the space between 2 pairs of spaces to represent him breaking down a wall so he can move through a wall. All of my larger figures have the smash ability just so that they're not forced to keep away, you know, from heroes. In fact, I'm considering making smash an automatic ability. I might want to do that. But anyway, let's look at explosion and earthquake. Well, I need to refresh myself on intangible, too. I think that just makes them harder to hit with regular weapons. Let's see here. Well, they can move through... I think they can move through, like... they can move through enemy spaces. And movement, another thing about this, is movement in this game works the way movement does in 2nd edition Descent, which is a little bit wonky, but, you know, whatever. It allows basically them to, large figures that take up 2 or more spaces, to shrink down to 1 space while they're moving, as long as they can end in a space where no part of them is sharing a space with anything else. Let's see. Intangible. This monster may pass through walls and enemy figures. Oh, okay, so he doesn't... Weird. So why did I give him smash if he has intangible? Okay. This monster may pass through walls and enemy figures, but must end its movement on a revealed empty space. Okay. So that makes sense. Explosion. This monster rolls a single attack against all adjacent heroes, who each roll defense separately. Oh, that's cool. I could get in there and attack both the dwarf and the elf at the same time. That's my leading strategy right now. Earthquake. All adjacent heroes are unable to move on their next turn. Now, both explosion and earthquake... Let's see here. Oh, explosion is automatic. And that's listed in my my reference sheet here. Earthquake is not. I have to do that instead of attacking. All adjacent heroes are unable to move on their next turn. That's not really advantageous right now. I'm going to get in there and explode. Yeah, baby. So he's going to go... How many movement does he have? 8. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, and then stop right here. And then use his explosion attack. Let me give you a good look at this guy. You could probably see him okay. Oops. You could probably see him okay, but this thing. This is from... Gosh, is this 2nd edition Descent? It might be. I can't remember. It might be. Anyway. So what kind of elemental is he? Well, he's using explosion, so I'm thinking probably a fire elemental, or maybe he can just be whatever element he wants. That's what I'm going to say. Now, that's why there's an advantage to not painting him. I can just keep it in my imagination. Keep it flexible. So he's got how many attack dice? 3 attack dice. That's pretty decent for an attack that can get everybody all at once. Let's see here. What's going to happen? Oh, come on now! That's anticlimactic. That's anticlimactic. All shields. All shields. Very disappointing. I was excited to get him in there and explode. Alright. Oh. He didn't have a turn yet. The wizard needs to have his turn. Crap. Crap. And the wizard totally would have gone in there and considered doing a like a spell attack on this guy. He only has a body of 1. Well, I think the wizard's going to stay put. Now, this guy can move through walls, so he could try to attack the wizard on his next turn. But I don't think he's going to. I think being able to attack 2 guys there is just too tempting of a target. Oh, crap! Missed opportunity! Jeez, look at all this space right here. That's the perfect spot for the elemental. He should have been there and exploded. And then I'll bet his roll would have succeeded. Crap! Alright. So do I want to get Elderast in there to see if I can blow this guy up? He only has a body of 1. He only has a body of 1. I don't know. I could do sleep on him. That seems like a waste for a creature with only 1 body. I could do Tempest. I should do Tempest and make him lose a turn. Yep, let's do that. Okay. So wizard's moving in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That feels risky, though. Surely I will be able to kill him before he can get another turn in. So yeah, he's going to cast Tempest. And again, Tempest reads, this spell creates a small whirlwind that envelops 1 monster of your choice. That monster will then miss its next turn. And I think that's a good spell to play right now. He's got a pretty decent damage potential that I want to counter. So that's yeah. Let's put actually this out on the board so I don't forget. Okay, so that was Wizard, then Zargon. I forgot to give myself a threat, so I will give myself that threat. Oh, and I can, with 4 threat now, I can spawn something. So let's do that. Now I'm getting into the really weak stuff. And actually, no, I've all the possible monsters I could spawn at this point. Well, no, I haven't done a Bane Spider yet. I haven't done a Bane's or a Manticore. But neither of those guys are going to be good options right now, I don't think. You know what? I could spawn them in here. Well, no, he's got a line of sight there. Crap. Yeah, no, I need to spawn just the best 1 space figure that I can. Or I could spawn... You know what? Since my heroes have been doing so well, I'm going to dial back my decision earlier, which earlier what I had done, because I felt like the Hellhound was a little too overpowered to be considered equivalent to 2 zombies, and so I took him off of here and I moved him up to here to be equivalent to 2 orcs. But I think that I'm going to put him back there. Not because I think he's equivalent to 2 zombies, but just because I feel like my heroes are doing well. I haven't used either of my healing spells We still have multiple healing potions among us that could be traded around, even though the wizard currently doesn't have any. I should remember to give him one very soon. But let's spawn that Hellhound. And I will spawn him... Where? Well, you know what? Let me look at his stats, because that'll help me make that decision. It's that breath ability I'm trying to remember. If it can go through enemy, like multiple figures, that will make a big difference in where I decide to spawn him. Okay, Hellhound. He's got an attack of 2. Sorry, is that a little bit blurry? Sorry about that. Come on, there we go. He's got an attack of 2, defense of 4, body 2, mind 1, move 8. He's got really good defense for a 2-body creature still. Piercing flame is automatic, and fire breath. Okay, this is fascinating. I love that I love monster variety in dungeon crawls. That's so important to me. You know, a board game that I'm not done with, because there are a lot of things about the rules that I do like, is Sword and Sorcery Immortal Souls. In fact, I mean, I may, rather than like on my own continue with this, playing board games, when I do board game content, it puts me in a board gamey mood, both leading up to and after. And so maybe when I am done with this stream this week, I'll set up Sword and Sorcery in this space just for me to play. I don't like streaming that one because the rules are really clunky and I think overly complex, and the monster variety is really disappointing. I'm in the point now where I've got, is it 1 expansion or 2? I've got 1 expansion, and that is increasing the monster variety, but still not where I want it to be. That was one thing that I loved about first edition Descent, and especially when you got to Road to Legend, that could incorporate monsters from all previous expansions. The monster variety was so rich and varied. And now moving like every monster I possibly could over to HeroQuest and coming up with stats for them, it means that there are still surprises even for me, even as the guy who made the stats, who came up with special abilities for all of them, because there's so many I can't remember all of them. Now maybe a day will come if I really stick with this and play a lot of this over, you know, many sessions, where I will start remembering. But right now there's still such a sense of discovery in pulling out a monster and being like, ooh, what can he do? What's his ability? I love monster movies too for that reason. You learn over the course of the movie more and more about what the monster is. You see very little of it early on, and then it's revealed more and more as the movie progresses until the climax of the monster comes out. I just love that sense of discovery when it comes to monsters, you know. Discovery and exploration. I think that is something in the New Heaven and New Earth that I'm just that's really going to resonate with me, is discovering more about who God is, all these things that we don't know about his nature, and things that he will create in the New Heaven and New Earth that I think will be allowed to explore. Creatures that he makes we'll be able to interact with in ways that we never could right now. I think that so much of what I enjoy about discovery in RPGs, exploring, and monsters even in games like this, or Monster Hunter World, which I love so much, are like outworkings of really our desire to be able to safely explore the world we live in and safely interact with the varied creatures in creation. And so I think there's something there. There's a remnant of what we were originally made to be that will be restored, that I think will just be amazing and just an endless source of enjoyment. Well, I got off on that whole philosophical tear. What the crap is going on here? The barbarian, I'm spawning, right? Yeah, because I still have a little bit of Zargon's turn. I'm spawning a Hellhound. I gotta look up his abilities. Crap, sorry guys. Piercing Flame and Fire Breath. Well, let's see what Fire Breath is. I'm guessing those things kind of work together. Fire Breath. Targeted hero places a burn token on their character sheet. At the beginning of every turn, they roll 1 combat die per token. On a skull, they lose a body point. A hero may skip his turn after rolling for the burn token to stop, drop, and roll. They roll 1d6 and discard all burn tokens on a roll of 5 to 6. So that's a bit tricky to get rid of that. If you set a hero on fire, they have to skip their turn to stop, drop, and roll. That's nasty. I dig it. And when they roll that combat die, there's no option to get rid of it. They have to skip their, doing any actions on their turn. Yeah. Ooh, I want to burn somebody. But it doesn't look like it attacks multiple characters unless, what's it called? Piercing Flame. Let's see what that's about. And this is automatic. This creature may target up to 2 heroes that a straight line of sight may be traced through. I don't know why you put the word straight in there. A curvy line of sight? Come on, Peter. It's not how line of sight works. The creature rolls once to attack and applies that result to both heroes who may roll defense dice. So, there is but one choice. Is there but one? Well, yeah. I was going to try and put him here, but dwarf has line of sight here, dwarf has line of sight here, dwarf has line of sight here, so I couldn't fit him. I can't squeeze him in there. There's nowhere in this room I can squeeze him in. I don't think. Let's see. He has line of sight here. Would he have line of sight? Yeah, he'd have line of sight there. But not here. So, oh wait, yes, he would have line of sight to that spot. So there's nowhere in that room that the Hellhound can go. So I'm going to have to put him, oops, that should be there. I'm going to have to put him right here. And then, but that's all right because really, ideally, I would love to attack both the Barbarian and the Wizard. And it doesn't sound like they have to be next to each other. What does it say? Piercing Flame. The creature may target up to 2 heroes that a straight line of sight may be traced through. Not 2 adjacent heroes. 2 heroes. So he rolls once. And then that Fire Breath. Oh, but that's... yeah, he's rolling to attack. So I can attack them both with a Piercing Flame. Or I can just do a regular Fire Breath to try and go for the burn token. Well, what's his attack dice now? 2 attack dice. That's not super impressive. I want to set the Barbarian on fire. My gosh. Let's do that. So he's going to go 1, 2. And try to set him on fire, right? Fire Breath. Oh my gosh. I don't even have to... Oh wait, no, I have to try and trigger it. It triggers on a 5 or 6. So this could be a wasted turn. Ugh. Kind of wish this was automatic. Oh well. Nope. Dang it. Ugh, please don't kill him before he gets a chance to set you on fire, Barbarian. Please don't. Alright. Well, we'll find out what happens because it's now the Barbarian's turn. But first, let me catch up on some chat here. Francisco says, I guess attention should be nuanced. You have 90% audio attention, while work has 90% visual attention. Yeah, I totally get how that can work. I process things very auditorily. Let's see. Francisco Reese says, really appreciated that tear, my philosophical tear, because I love seeing / exploring new areas and games. I never thought about how that will expand in finding more and more ways of experiencing God. Yeah, it's a fascinating topic to me to think about and consider and explore the nature of games and geek entertainment in general, because I think since the fall, humanity has been trying to recover the great pleasure and fulfillment that we lost from unbroken relationship with God. And even now, as we have right standing with God as believers in Jesus and what he did for us on the cross, we have right standing with God, but it's an incomplete reunion relationally. We are not experiencing the fullness of relationship with God that we will one day. And so in the meantime, I really do think that all of our endeavors in creating entertainment and acquiring entertainment um, are us trying to capture that again. I think what we think of as entertainment and games and stuff is what work will be like in the new heaven and new earth. Because work, remember, was something that was cursed as part of the fall. It was made frustrating and difficult. But work without frustrating and difficulty is extremely satisfying. It's game-like, without the pressures and stresses and all the crap that comes with work in the fallen world, So, anyway, yeah, I think it's a fascinating topic and something I love coming back to. So, I'm glad you at least did not mind that little tear. Okay, Barbarian's turn. Dang it. Well, I got two nasty foes here. Both that can do a good amount of damage. I know that fire elemental is going to go after the wizard because why wouldn't he if he survives? But I also have 3 characters over there that have access to trying to attack him. I think it does make the most sense for the barbarian to focus his attention on the hellhound. So he's going to turn around and attack. Nice roll, barbarian. 2 skulls. 2 skulls. So the hellhound has 2 body points. He's got 4 defense dice. So he is no slouch in the defense department, which I find interesting conceptually. I'm not sure if I'm super satisfied with that thematically, unless that's because he's a dog, and dogs are good at leaping and dodging. I don't know. Hey, Rugged Warrior. Thanks for coming out. Oh, crap. No way. He didn't roll a single black shield, so those 2 skulls take him out. Any loot? Hey, 25 coins. He must have swallowed at some point. I always find that really interesting in like RPGs where, like, I've seen this in JRPGs for the longest time. Let's see, that's going to be, now we're at 99. 99 coins for the barbarian. Where, like Dragon Quest or whatever. I mean, it's been around for so long. I think even in early first edition D&D, when you would kill a monster, you would find coins on them. And that makes sense if they're a humanoid monster that would be interested in money. But you always have to ask, okay, like, well, I just killed like a giant squid that came on board my boat, and it had gems and coins in him. And so you have to imagine that that's an adventurer they ate or a mercenary they ate at some point, and they just didn't quite pass that material yet. And so it has to be carved out of them. So it must be like a just standard operating procedure in D&D worlds to like cut open your any monsters that you kill and pull out their innards. I love it. I wish that was represented. I really would love a movie to be made that is that takes inspiration from D&D and actually represents some of those rules elements that we don't think about. I would love for to marry mechanics and theme, mechanics and story in ways that we don't usually think to do, like characters being aware that the more monsters they kill, the more experience they gain and the more power that will grant them at some point. Like there's a world in which once you have experienced enough combat, you'll have this surge of power, like a quickening in Highlander, that will give you new insights into how to fight, because that's you gain a level, and so you gain new abilities instantly, right? I'd love to see that represented in like the theme, the world building of a game, and along with like finding coins on monsters. And then I'd love to see a movie. That would be such a cool movie, that I mean, I know there's a genre called lit RPG that's about characters who are playing a game and are aware that they're playing a game, but that's not really what I'm talking about. I would like to see a movie that takes those mechanics and creates an in-world reasoning for them. I think you would wind up with a very interesting fantasy world. People who gain bursts of power at some point periodically as they're out adventuring and using their life skills and stuff. And then also people who, like, on the fly in the middle of combat are pulling out, vials and yanking the cork off with their teeth and downing it in the middle of combat and dodging and stuff like that. Because, you know, in video games and in RPGs all the time, we have people drinking potions in the middle of combat. But, if, you know, stop and think about what that would look like. I think it would be this really interesting, stylized... I want the freaking Zack Snyder version of that D&D world. I want the Zack Snyder version of anything, but okay. Let's settle down, Pater. Let's get back to the board game, all right? So the Barbarian just killed the Hellhound. And I think that's true, Francisco. He says, I think mechanics can marry anyone they want. That's probably true. Let's see here. Balmy Leader says, if you like character development and dark stuff, kind of serious, watch Daredevil. I know you're tired of me saying this, but seriously, Daredevil is so good. Watch the shows in order. I think you like it. Yes, I appreciate the reminder. We don't have Netflix right now, but that you're not irritating me at all. I need to keep remembering that. I'm trying to remember if it's in my Netflix watch list or not, but feel free to keep reminding me. Okay, so the Barbarian went. Elf. Well, we got to get rid of this elemental because he's going to explode. He's going to explode on the wizard first chance he gets. Is this time for Fire of Wrath? I don't think so. Because he only has 2 defense dice. Intangible does not, in fact, make him harder to hit. Yeah, you can take him. Come on, Elf. You got this. No, you don't have this, Elf. You didn't have that at all. You totally lost it. Well, that's it for the Elf. Maybe I should have... I haven't been thinking about his spells. Well, all he's got left is Pass Through Rock and Heal Body. Oh, well. Elf. Okay, Dwarf. Dwarf, if you don't do this, Wizard's going to have to, like, pull out Genie or something. Dwarf. 2 attack dice. 1 skull. That's enough if the elemental cannot defend. 2 defense dice. Ah! Man! He got a black shield. Okay. Okay. Now, Wizard, he's got... I don't know, maybe we don't need to blow a spell on this guy yet. The Wizard has... crap. I forgot to have the Elf give the Wizard a potion. Yeah, no, the Wizard needs to take him out. He does not have a potion. And I don't think I'm going to allow him to cast an emergency spell on himself. My buddy and I did that for a while. I don't think we stuck with that rule. I think that was just for a time that we did that. But I think we backed off on that. Because it seemed, you know, like, come on. The rules clearly state that's something you do on your turn. The potions you can drink, quote-unquote, anytime. So it's reasonable to think that maybe anytime could include right when your hit points reach 0. But yeah, it's a bridge too far probably for those spells, especially since, as I said, I feel like my heroes are doing well. They have plenty of health potions. I just forgot to give them to the Wizard. So the Wizard is in some potential trouble here. Do we want to do Sleep? Ugh, I like to usually save that for like the big dogs. Maybe he should just get out. Well, how fast can the elemental move? He can move 8 spaces. There's nowhere the Wizard can go. Unless... Oh no, he doesn't have Pass Through Rock. He has Veil of Mist. I don't think there's anywhere the Wizard can go to get away from that thing. He could cast Swift Wind on himself. And if he did that, he could move 12 spaces. And could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But he's right here. He can pass. Yeah, there's nowhere the Wizard can go. All right. Well, let's do Genie. Let's do Genie. Genie spell. This spell conjures up a genie who will do one of the following. Open any door on the board, revealing what lies beyond, or use 5 combat dice to attack any monster within your line of sight. So he's totally going to do that. Oh wait, no, that's supposed to be there. If this would have been there, that would have changed maybe what I was planning on doing. Does the elemental have a ranged attack? I don't think he does. So he could actually go right here. He could actually go right here. Man, that's the second time I've gotten really close to using Genie and ended up not using it. The wizard could just make a simple attack that will probably fail and then move right here. And then the elemental could get here but couldn't attack through the wall. He could get here, but he doesn't have a ranged attack. So, yeah, let's do that. Simple little dagger attack. White shield. And he's going to move. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he should be safe there. Okay. I like to conserve my spells whenever possible. Okay, so now it is Zargon's turn. He gets a threat, and he's going to explode the elemental. And what was that again? He just gets to make an attack, right, against the adjacent figures. Single attack against all adjacent heroes who each roll defense separately. Okay, so he has 3 attack dice. Unless, oh wait, but he can move through enemy figures. He's going right here. Now again, he's not adjacent to that wizard, but he is freaking adjacent to everybody else. Here we go. Ugh, just 1. That sucks. Okay, so, but they all have to roll defense. 3 defense dice each, starting with the dwarf, who blocks it. Now the elf blocks it, and the barbarian blocks it. Man. I am like on Zargon's turn, I am almost always legit disappointed when I don't succeed at stuff. Okay. So that was it. Man, I want this elemental to do his thing. Okay. So I guess that's it for Zargon's turn. Nothing else really I can do. Let's see here. Francisco Ruiz says, if you could get over your dislike of anime vocalisms, and by that he means and just all the weird noises that they make, which does include just in general overdone voice acting, which seems to be just like part of the style. I think all these things are part of the style. At one point, early on in the development, the creative development of dubbing, you know, the art of dubbing over anime, I think it was probably just they got cheap actors that weren't that great, or maybe they didn't have really good voice direction back then. But I think it's become a staple now that, like, I think it's become endearing to the audience. Like, the audience maybe would react negatively if they didn't sound like that. I don't know why it still persists, but it does. So he says, if you could get over your dislike of anime vocalisms, I think you might like Rising of the Shield Hero. It is a protagonist called from our world into another, but still I think meets some of your desires you just outlined. Well, maybe Rising of the Shield Hero, I take this as an anime. Even though anime vocalisms are certainly employed in lots of JRPGs. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's worth it for me to write down, Francisco. You're gonna have to bug me again another time. But I have no confidence that I'll be able to get over my dislike of anime vocalisms. Maybe I would give it a try and watch a trailer if I knew there was an original Japanese version available and I could use subtitles. I find that to work a little bit better for me. But anyway, all right, Barbarian's turn. We've got already just 35 minutes about left in the stream here. Time has been flying as I've been playing this. I'm having a great time. And we're zeroing in on we're probably at 3/4 right now. I'm curious, each quest, like playing the first quest, I think it took me about 5.5 hours to get all the way through it. And I think this quest, when I total up all the hours streaming this, will probably be a similar length. I'm curious as to how fast this will move, how fast I can get through a quest if I were playing without streaming, without talking about random distractions, without thinking out loud so you guys can appreciate what's going through my mind, but just focused on the game as a silent solo experience. I wonder, A, how fun it would be, and B, how fast I could get through a quest. I might want to test that at some point. Anyway, maybe I will start a second campaign using these rules, but picking up where I left off with my son Titus, because my son Titus, who is turning 10 at the end of October. 10 or is it 11? 10 and 13. 11. I think he's going to be 11. Oh my gosh. Anyway, yeah, I think he's going to be 11 at the end of October. He took me through, I think, all of the base quests that, and we had, I think we had just started one of the expansions. I think it was Keller's Keep, and he started to lose interest. I think he got to the point in playing Zargon when he realized, oh, playing Zargon isn't that fun. I think it can be fun, but Zargon, there does come a point where you're not experiencing the sense of discovery that other players are, which is, I think, the reason a lot of tabletop dungeon crawls have been moving toward fully cooperative and having the enemy stuff automated as much as possible. But I would like to continue going with those heroes that I came up with. So maybe I could start running myself solo through those quests. Oh, I'm liking that idea right now. But start incorporating my monsters and my rules. I'm going to give that some thought. And then that wouldn't get in the way if I decide to, keep going in the future with kind of this set of characters in this quote-unquote campaign. Francisco says yes, an anime, and fair. Okay, so Barbarian's turn, right? That's what's going on? Yeah, because he moved there and tried to explode. Didn't work out. Barbarian's turn. Take him down, Barbarian. Here we go. 2 skulls. Oh, that's going to do it. I'm pretty sure that's going to do it. Yep, he defended from one of them, but not enough. That takes care of the elemental. Gosh, I might want to rework those stats. Maybe give him like a body of 2, or up his defense. I think I'd rather up his defense. Like maybe, because the Shade is like a ghostly creature that also has intangible, and I gave him similarly, I think, a small body, but also a lot more defense. Which the idea there was, with standard attacks, he's going to be hard to hit and do damage to. But if you do, you kill him. But spells can more easily affect him. And that makes sense to me thematically, that like intangible types of creatures would be more vulnerable to magic, less vulnerable to regular attacks. So let me make a little note here. We'll see how much it unbalances the game. But I'm going to just give him 4 defense dice and see how much that screws up the game. So next time I encounter the elemental, he's going to have 4 defense dice. Okay, so the Barbarian took him out. That's the end of his turn. Let's see here. Balmy Leader says, read my comment up top. If you're talking about the Daredevil one, I did read that and respond to that already. And let me just scroll up really quick here. We talked about Man of Steel. Yeah, I'm not seeing any comments from you, Balmy Leader, that I've not responded to. So if you were away or missed that for some reason, you can see if you can rewind the stream and then catch up with the stream later, or you can watch the replay later on. Sorry you missed that. Or maybe your comment got vanished. Francisco had had emoji comments vanishing and not getting through for some reason. Emoji thunderbolts or something. And I'm wondering, Francisco, if that was because, like, if you just tried to do just the emojis, if maybe there's an algorithm that YouTube thinks you're a bot or something if you're just putting emojis in. That doesn't make sense to me. That's weird. Anyway, okay, yes, it was about Daredevil. Yeah, I did talk about that. Thanks for bringing that up, by the way. Let's see here. Barbarian's done. Elf. Oh, we have not searched for treasure in this room. New room. New potential for treasure. See, this is what slows me down. I'm too greedy. Here we go. Elf. What do you find? Potion of healing, baby. Yeah. In a bundle of rags, you find a small bottle of bluish liquid. You can drink this healing potion at any time, restoring the number of body points equal to a roll of 1 red die. Of course, I've changed it, so I roll 2 and pick 1. You cannot, however, exceed your starting number of body points. This may only be used once. Do not return this card to the deck. Okay, so yeah, I'll just put that card next to the elf for now. And then the elf hasn't moved yet, so actually here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and give this healing potion to the wizard. Why, thank you, my boy. So that's the elf's turn. Now the dwarf. He's going to step back from the door and also search for treasure. Wandering monster! Crap! Okay. So, 1 through 3 it's an orc, 4 through 6 it's a scout. It's a scout. Alright. And, as you may recall, his ability auto-triggers. So he's going to summon a monster. 1 through 3 it's an orc, 4 through 6 it's another scout. Oh, dude, it happened. It happened. Now this scout has to appear outside of line of sight. So he's going to actually come back here. Right? And likewise, its ability, I'm going to rule, auto triggers. Right? Does that make sense? Because it's, well, does he summon the wandering monster? I think he does. I think he does. I don't know. This is just fun and dangerous. So, oops. So let's give this a try. Let's just say that you do treat it like a wandering monster appearing. And, here we go. Okay, it's an orc. Alright. So this orc also has to be placed out of line of sight. There we go. Alright, geez. So now we got 2 scouts that can potentially be summoning more orcs. And that's all the dwarf's fault. So thank you, dwarf. Now, we're going to move on to the wizard's turn. Jeez. Wizard is going to stay put. He does not need to get himself any further exposed. Do we want to... Is there any spell we want to cast? How's the elf doing? Still has 3. Still has 3. So we don't need to do a healing spell yet. Yeah, wizard's just going to stay put. Now it's Zargon's turn. I'm going to see if I can summon more monsters. Now at this point they do have to trigger on a 5 or a 6. I'm pretty sure, right? Alert. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So this scout is going to try to alert an orc, and that's a 6. That is a 6. Oh crap. So, unrevealed space. Let's put him here. Right? Oh, wait. No. Dang it. The barbarian has line of sight there. Here we go. Here we go. And now this scout is going to try and trigger alert. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. And let's see. Let's put that guy there. I want to fill up this room. Because they know the heroes are getting close. Getting close to Sir Ragnar. Ragnar Lothbrok. Isn't that a character in Vikings? I think it might be. Anyway. Whose turn is it? What the crap is happening? Oh, it's Zargon's turn. That's right. So, since they went first, these guys have now appeared. They can take their turn. I don't see why they wouldn't be able to take a turn now. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. This is getting crazy. Okay. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Okay, we're gonna go after the dwarf. Let's go. Yeah, he's got movement enough to get there. He's got 3 attack dice. 1 skull. Dwarf gets 3 defense dice. Oh, sorry, that one didn't land on camera. Okay, he defended. Okay, now this orc. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where was this pit? Oh, it's out in the hallway. Jeez. It's another reason that I don't like rolling the dice around the furniture, because it knocks stuff around. Gosh, do we want to go for bleed? I don't think so, because it triggers on like a 5 or 6. I want to just attack, attack, attack. So this orc is now attacking the dwarf. 2 skulls. 2 skulls. All right. What do you got, dwarf? 1 shield, so he takes a hit. Brings him down to 5. And now this orc coming in. Oops. Oops, he gets 3 attack dice. 2 skulls on that roll. What do you got, dwarf? Oh my gosh, defended. Wow. I am a bit disappointed. I am a bit disappointed. But look at all those beautiful orcs. Okay. So that, I think, is the end of Zargon's turn. Did I get I forgot to give myself a threat. Okay. So now we are back to the barbarian's turn. Okay. Barbarian. What are you going to do? We got to try and get rid of these scouts. I mean, if they just keep summoning more orcs, that is such bad news. Such bad news. I'm digging this because since I have to go after the orcs or the scouts, then that delays me getting around to the orcs. It keeps them around to do more damage. I love this dynamic. I love it. Okay, so barbarian 1, 2, 3. Part of me is like 4, 5. Let me go there. Part of me is considering reintroducing this game to my friend Mark, and he and I playing it solo. I think I would still want to try it solo by myself. We played this game for so many years. Mark is a gaming buddy of mine in in high school for 2 years, because he's a year younger than me. So starting my junior year of high school, we started playing this game. We had so many sleepovers where we were playing this game. And then when I moved out of state, even if he was at college for a while, I would drive up to Flagstaff, where he was going to college, and have a weekend now and then with him. And then even eventually moved to California. And of course, we couldn't do it near as often, but we would then have about 2 times a year since then. We try to have these big gaming weekends where we're just playing tabletop dungeon crawls hardcore. And eventually we did, even we'd monkeyed with the rules and added stuff. Mostly it was like I wrote quests of my own. We kept the rules mostly the same. We did use a bunch of like new spells and stuff that you could get online that other people had come up with. And so we were playing with the game, monkeying with it, but the monsters, it was all the same monsters still. There was elements of it that were still enough the same that it just wasn't, when Descent First Edition came along, we were ready for it. We were still enjoying HeroQuest a good amount, but Descent, man, that was awesome. That was awesome. But, like all things, Descent eventually kind of became old. And so I'm wondering now if coming back to this with him would be something we would enjoy. Because the last gaming weekend we tried Descent, and we hadn't played it in a long time. It had been maybe 5 years or more since we'd played Descent at all. And so it felt fresh enough that we enjoyed it for most of the weekend. But like the last session, I was like, I'm starting to remember why I was getting tired of this. And I wonder if this maybe would be something we could do where we're both playing heroes. Like maybe each of us controls 2 of the heroes. That's the other thing, though, that I'm not sure about. That's the reason I want to test it solo. Is this a game like at the level of complexity that I can enjoy right now and that I actually want in a board game? Would it be too... I think it would be too simplistic to play this as only one hero and not be doing anything else. But if I were playing 2 heroes and then maybe automating all of the Zargon stuff, that would be interesting for me. Or maybe we'd take turns automating the Zargon stuff, because I wonder if he would be interested in just controlling 2 of the heroes. Even with the other options available, but like having each hero have their own ability and having all these monsters with special abilities, it changes up the game. It really makes it less, it's not rules complex, but it adds just enough choice and things to consider, I think, to keep things interesting. So yeah. Anyway, okay, so the Barbarian is on the move. Francisco says, okay, posted a link to the English subbed trailer for Shield Hero in the Patreon post for this stream. Also my quick synopsis. Okay, cool. That makes it much more likely, because I'll be notified, even if I forget about this little exchange, as I certainly will. I'll be notified about that comment, and I'll be able to check it out later. Okay, so we got less than 20 minutes left. Let's see what we can accomplish here. Barbarian's attacking. We've got to take out this scout. Nice. I'm pretty sure we will. That's 3 skulls. Now, the scout does have 3 defense dice, but I think it's highly unlikely that she's going to... Nope. Scout is gone. Any loot? No. Alright. But no more orc spawning from her. And that's the Barbarian's turn. The elf now... Oh! This would be a good opportunity to use Acrobat. This would be a good opportunity to use Acrobat. Because we have got to get rid of that scout as soon as possible. We cannot let that scout have another turn. And yes, the dwarf is going to have a chance to attack, but what if he fumbles it? Then there's nobody. So this is worth it. Okay, Acrobat again is the elf's special ability I came up with. It says the elf may move through enemy figures, but must end his movement in an empty space. After ending his movement, the elf player individually rolls 1 combat die for each enemy space he moved through. On a skull, so a 50-50 chance, the enemy gains a free attack against the elf, who may roll defense dice. So that risk is well worth taking, I think. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and land here. Let's see if the orc manages to get an attack. He does not. That was totally worth it. Okay, so the elf now is going to attack the scout. Miss. Crap. Okay. Okay. Do I have any kind of attack potions that are going to help me? I don't. None of my guys have anything like that. Okay, so that's the elf's turn. Dwarf. Come on, dwarf. Come on, dwarf. We don't need any more orcs in here. 1 skull on the scout. The scout has 3 defense dice. But he doesn't block it. And he's only got a body of 1, so that takes care of the scout. Any loot? No, no loot. And crap, I'm just demolishing my world. Okay. Okay. Oh, I can take this down. You know, I put this out so that he would lose his turn, and I don't think he lost his turn. I think I got too distracted. Crap. Crap, crap, crap. I should have, like, leaned it in front of him so I couldn't even look at him without seeing that card. I'll have to do that next time. Crap. Well, then, I'm taking Tempest back. I can't remember now. Did we kill him before he even would have had a chance to take a turn? I don't know. I don't feel in trouble, so I will go ahead and let this spell be exhausted. Even though I think maybe I forgot to actually have it be effective. So that was the dwarf Elderast. Is it time for any kind of spell, Elderast? Do we want to use Seeking Bolt? I don't think so. We want to use Genie? I don't think so. I'm still holding back. I feel like there are going to be tougher monsters ahead. And I could look and see, you know. It's not that big of a deal to me if I were to look, but, you know, if I'm not tempted and I don't accidentally see it, why not keep it a secret? Okay. So, well, the wizard is way too close to that orc, though. And orcs have a movement of 8. So how far can this guy go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So can my wizard get further back than here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, he can't. No, we can't. So he is very exposed right now. He needs to do something. Crap. I definitely don't want him going in there because he could be surrounded. I can't. I don't want to take him further than this door. So he'll go here. He does have rock skin. Let me look at Seeking Bolt and see if it might be worth doing right now. I think it is because he's got a healing potion. Let's see here. Seeking Bolt. This is like D&D magic missile kind of. The wizard deals 1 damage to any monster in his line of sight. So like magic missile, they can't dodge it. They're going to get hit. He deals 1 damage to any monster in his line of sight and then rolls 1 combat die. On anything but a black shield, the wizard loses 1 body point. So it takes something out of him to cast this, almost certainly. The monster may not roll defense dice. Crap, that's going to take out my rock skin, though, because rock skin is broken when I suffer 1 point of body damage. It doesn't say that specifically that's from an attack or something. So, okay, let's hold off on Seeking Bolt for now. But you know what? Let's use some other attack spell. I think it's worth blowing something right now. Yeah, let's do Genie. I'm going to cast Genie on this orc right here. So again, I can use 5 combat dice. The Genie flows out of my being and goes into the room and sings a couple big show tunes and then kicks the crap out of this orc. Hopefully. 3, 4, 5 attack dice. Oh. Terrible. That was a terrible roll. Terrible roll. 1 skull. The orc has, what, 2 defense dice? Yeah. And he defends. Crap. Jeez Louise, Genie. I don't know. I think I have a few friends that are better than you. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. And now the wizard is very much exposed. Okay. So it's Zargon's turn. And you know I gotta attack that wizard. So, first I get a threat. Let's see, we'll put that card there. And then this orc right here is gonna cut away for a second. And attack the wizard. 3 attack dice. Jeez. 2 skulls! Oh my gosh. Now the wizard does have rock skin. Normally he only rolls 2. Now, like the other heroes who can all wear helmets and are, he gets to roll 3. Crap. So he only blocks 1 of those. And he loses rock skin. Because he takes 1 point of damage. Crap. Alright, well he's got 1 healing potion. He's got 1 healing potion. Okay, so now, should we keep whittling away at the dwarf? I'm thinking we should. He's got... Well, wait. The elf only has 3. The elf only has 3. We're going after this elf. And do we want to do straight up damage, or do we want to go for Flesh Eater? Let's straight up damage. Straight up damage. Alright. Crap, that's a miss. And now this orc. 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll stop there. 1 skull. And the elf blocks it. Okay. So that's it for Zargon's turn. Go back to the barbarian now. Okay. Balmy Leader says, considering my tastes, what board game do you recommend for me? I think, yeah. You know, hard to say. I mean, I don't think I actually have a clear enough sense of your taste, but you're playing Skyrim. You said you're playing, I didn't read this earlier, but you're playing as a warrior assassin mage. I mean, I think there's a lot of board games I would recommend people try. I think dungeon crawls there. I mean, well, there's kind of a lack of really great dungeon crawls right now that aren't out of print. I think the Descent 2nd edition and Descent Legends of the Dark, which is just released, are not what I want in a board game dungeon crawl. So I wouldn't recommend those. HeroQuest and Descent 1st edition are out of print. So, well, I mean, if you like what you're seeing here, then you might explore the reprint of HeroQuest. And if but I mean, that's, you might not like it you might not like it with the original rules. The original rules might be too simple for you. And what I'm doing here, even though I've made those rules, you know, accessible in a link below this, they may not work for you. So it's really hard to say. Yeah, all I can tell you, you know, here's what I think. I think Pathfinder the Adventure card game, that is still in print. 1st edition. You know, they've got the core set, which is like the 2nd edition. And sorry, that was my wife texting me. We're gonna have lunch in a few minutes here. You might look into Pathfinder Adventure card game. That's where I would point you. Don't just buy it on my recommendation. Do your research, watch review videos and stuff. I've done a review of the core set, and the rules are very much the same. They just changed a little bit of the terminology, so you can look at my review of the core set. But Pathfinder Adventure card game is maybe something I would point you toward exploring. Okay, let's see here. What in the world is happening? Is the hero's turn? I think it's the hero's turn. Yeah. Barbarian. Oh, crap. He can't get in there. He can't get in there. He doesn't have any kind of ranged attack or diagonal attack. That sucks. Okay, well, I can at least put him here, and then if I want to move my wizard, he'll be blocking the way, so the wizard, you know, will be protected. And I think that's all I'm going to do with the barbarian. That's very sad. That was not fun at all. The elf. Okay, elf. Jeez Louise. Elf is going to attack this orc here. I mean, nothing we can do except try to deal with these orcs. And a miss. My gosh. Dwarf. Going to attack this orc here. 1. Orc. Does not defend. Goes down in a bloody heap. And the dwarf finds 25 coins on his body. Very nice. Brings his personal total up to 100. Good. Wizard. I think he's going to just make a little feeble attack and then get out of the way. Nope. That didn't work. Okay, 1, 2. We go there. And then it's Zargon's turn. Zargon gets a threat. It's 4 threat. I can spawn something. What are we going to spawn? Crap. Oh. That wizard didn't realize how vulnerable he just made himself. I'm going to spawn a hellhound. I'm going to spawn a freaking hellhound right around this corner. fact, I don't even think the wizard has line of sight to him from there. We could even inch him up there, right? Or better yet, right here. Right here. So, what's his... still have his card out. He's got a move of 8. Here he comes. Walking down the street. Making the funniest faces to everyone he meets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and the barbarian's right there too. So his whole like his piercing flame thing, he can attack them both actually. He only has an attack of 2, but that still is really tempting to see if I can make that happen. That fire breath though, does that trigger on just a 5 or 6? Yeah, it only triggers on a 5 or 6. Let's do the attack. So this is piercing flame attacking both the wizard and the barbarian. 2 skulls. Oh my gosh, a hound from hell indeed. Wizard, my gosh, takes 2 damage. He's down to 1. And the barbarian gets to roll 3. He takes 1 damage also. Jeez Louise. Crap. Well, this orc is going to move out here, and he's going to attack the barbarian. 1 skull. The barbarian ably defends. This orc is attacking the elf. 1 skull. Elf defends. Okay. Okay. All right. So that takes us back then to the hero's turn. Barbarian. Come on, barbarian. Well, what are we going to do here? Does the wizard have something that he can take out this? He's probably going to put that hellhound to sleep on his turn rather than attack. Or how much does the hellhound have? He's got 2 bodies. So you know what? The wizard can probably take out the orc with Seeking Bolt. So I'm going to have the barbarian go 1, 2, 3. And just, you know what? It's time. It's time for Berserker Rage. Now, which version? I had 2 versions of this skill, and one of them I decided I was going to use instead of the other. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, it's the one that's actually on the card here. So this is Berserker Rage. Once per quest, before rolling attack dice, you may place this card on your character sheet to gain +2 attack dice and -2 defense dice. Add 1 token to this card at the start of each of your turns. When there are 3 tokens on this card, remove it from the game. Okay? So, before attacking, he's putting this down. He gets 2 more attack dice when attacking this guy. So that brings him up to a total of 5 for attacking this hellhound. Let's do it. Oh, crap. Okay. So I got to end the stream after the barbarian's turn here. Let's see here. 3 attack dice, or 3 skulls. That's awesome. 3 skulls. Could it be? Will this take him out? This hellhound has a freaking defense of 4. Did I say 2 skulls or 3 skulls? I think I said 3. Here we go. Oh, gone. Either way, no black shields. He is gone and left behind no loot. But that is totally fine and totally worth it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Here, we got time to do the elf's turn. Let's let the elf attack this orc here. 2 skulls on the orc. Orc has 2 defense dice. Not working for him. He's gone. doesn't leave behind any loot. And let's see, the dwarf. Should we stop? No, we got to stop there. We got to stop there. So we'll pick it up with the dwarf's turn. Next time I'll be starting up again. Well, you can look at the schedule below, but I think it is 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock Pacific time is when I'll be starting up the stream again. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.